Hello and welcome to another book review, another Pagan Portals. This is a Mabinogi, exploring the magic and wisdom of Welsh mythology by Mhara Starling. Came out the end of June and is absolutely amazing. So we'll start off by saying that it is a Pagan Portal, so it's a lovely, concise, roughly, I think this one's just under 100 pages. Yep. Packed full of information. This is so exciting because Mhara is born and bred and speaks Welsh. So to actually have somebody native to Wales supplying those of us that are not from Wales with this is just, I just think it was such a joy to read. I will say that to me, this reminded me, I don't even know if they still do them in schools because obviously I'm a bit ancient, but we used to have in schools what were called primers, which were shorter books on subjects to help you understand the links between things. And this is what this reminded me of for the Mabinogi. It reminded me of it being like a primer in that Mhara shows you the links between the four branches. So this isn't the Mabinogion. Now, Mara explains this also in her podcast, that the Mabinogion, one was sort of like almost an invention, but actually tends to relate to not just the four branches, but I think it's 7 other stories that are around this mythology. The other 7 stories are of a different time and a different place, but they are usually included in the Mabinogion that we have. This is specifically dealing with the 4 main branches of the Mabinogi. And it's just an absolute delight. She has just, as I say, to have somebody Welsh born, Welsh speaking, providing us with this level of information in such a concise, accessible way. Just brilliant. So the contents list is very short. Basically, it's the introduction where she tells you what the book's about. The first branch, the second branch, the third branch, the fourth branch. Beyond the 4 branches, which is where she introduces you to the other stories. And then there is the guide to Welsh pronunciation, several pages where she explains, like where it says why to anybody like me, but actually she explains that actually it sounds like the U in sun, so it's sa Mabinogi, which means the. Fabulous. So there's the glossary, the Welsh pronunciation rather. Then there is the glossary of names, which again, very useful. And as anybody that's seen these before knows, I love a bibliography. And Mara has very kindly provided 2 3/4 pages of bibliography for me to go off and dive into some other bits and pieces. So brilliant. The links. So I have got a copy of the Mabinogion that I have dipped in and out of. So I sort of knew I knew there were 4 branches, and I knew that there were other stories, especially the story of Maxon. And I've probably said that completely wrong. I apologise now to anybody Welsh speaking because of the link to Ellen. So I knew of that story, and I knew of the 4 branches, and I sort of knew in a superficial way this storyline for each of the 4 branches. But I'd very much been taking them as 4 separate things altogether. I hadn't seen the link. Other people, I'm talking about me, So other people may have already known this and understood this. I'm only saying that for me, this book was like that, oh, wow. In that Mhara actually provides you with the links, like the story of Rhiannon and how that actually transfers through each of the stories. It was just so enlightening. As I said, it just, as I was reading through it, all that I kept thinking was, this is like the primers that we had back in the day. It's like I hadn't picked out the War of the Pigs, and I remember when I read that, and I was like, I don't remember that. It has. It beautifully written, really accessible, really understandable. Thoroughly recommend this for anybody who has any interest in the Welsh mythology, but anybody who actually is just interested in mythology full stop, because this is just, and as I say, having somebody who speaks Welsh actually talk you through how to pronounce things. So valuable, so valuable. Very, very happy to have this book. Very grateful to Mhara Starling for actually having given us this book. Yeah, let me know in the comments whether you've got it, whether you're going to get it, what you think of it. And yeah, I will see you next time.